What up, team? Yo, I'm gonna do this real quick, just as an intro before I even start, just so I can say all the stuff I gotta say, because today is, today's actually August. Not July, it's August right now, and wow, today is magical. So we're just gonna paint and listen to some Floetrol and have some fun. So yeah, good. I don't know. Yeah, no, we're gonna like it. Oh wait, we like it. Boom, and go back up there and like it. So yeah, I decided that I was going to make a little piece at home this day. And you can see I put the remote on there just for a second because I was turning back on my music that I had playing. I got a Twiddle concert playing that day, and I think it was last Tuesday, and I was just having the best day. Actually, last Monday, but I was just having the best day ever, really, in a lot of respects, and needed to get some things out. Actually, yeah, it was Monday. I woke up that day and I received a letter in the mail from the Department of Education saying that my student loans from 25 plus years and the long national nightmare, I'll call them, have been forgiven due to some change in some sort of policy and just a lot of, and I know that there's people who have, their thoughts on both sides of the issue, but for me, it was a personal thing. It really was just kind of holding me back from a lot of other things in my life and, really had a negative impact on a lot of parts there. So to find that out. And it had been kind of a struggle to get some other things going on because of the, school situation, student loan situation. I don't know if I'd mentioned about going back to school this year. But for the past, couple semesters, all of 2023, I've been able to take classes. And part of that was having the loans that I had before kind of put through a new fresh start program again, through whatever, so that, where before they were basically in default, now it was like, here's a second opportunity to finish school and, to kind of start life new, be able to, after December, go out and, find a job or do whatever I need to do in life and not have that sort of burden hanging over me. And I got through that there, and before I'd really had a chance to kind of calm down from that excitement, I had to go and teach classes at a school for the day. I've still been doing substitute teaching, and substitute teaching it's challenging and rewarding, and there are days that you don't want to go back, and there are days that you want to do it like every day. And I've had all of those probably within the past week. Right now, I'm actually helping with a 6th to 12th grade reassignment math class, which I was never really a good math student. The two classes that I'm taking this semester in college are actually math classes, and they'll allow me to be able to finish up part of a degree program. But, or actually, degree program there. But with that being said, it's like, hey, I don't know all of these different forms of math to really be able to instruct them very well, and I'm just there filling the body, and, people are happy to see that. People get appreciative. There are a couple students that, are challenging. I had an incident actually later in the week where, I have two young men who seem to think that it's okay to refer to me using a derogatory racial term. Like I told them, I'm not one of your street peeps, so I can't control what's said in your home or, with your mom and dad and all that, if those people are even still in your life. I can't control all that there. But at least to me, try to speak respectively respectfully. Use television appropriate lyrics. Use radio friendly. And you know what word I'm talking about, especially my folks of the African American black persuasion. You know what word. Yeah, don't use that in my classroom. Especially not to the actual teacher. Even if I am quote unquote just a sub, don't use that to me. But yeah, as I said, I went and dealt with the whole school thing, and actually that was kind of a rewarding school day, albeit known to me then. So yeah, after I've dealt with all of that there, I came home, and before I even had a chance to shake off any of the dust of working or really take in the fact that my life had changed that morning, the mail that I received. For some reason I am thinking this is Tuesday morning. But yeah, before I was able to really take in that sort of information, it was Tuesday because I went and got tacos after all this. Before I could take in the information, I got a phone call. And this was something that had actually been kind of waiting on for some time. And, it was a bit of confirmation there. But I got a phone call basically offering me a job, saying that I could start the job in October. And, it's on the condition that I change locations. So I have a month basically to pack up all of my stuff here, including the art studio, and find somewhere, in a different part of the state to put all these things. Some things will obviously, need to be sold, given away, trashed, whatever. Some things, get a storage. I actually have a storage right now that I use, some things in right now as far as the vending items, and I can't really store at home. But yeah, some things I'll have to store. Probably even more stuff will go into storage, this new situation. Some things I'll need to replace, Why am I sleeping in a king-size bed when it's just me? All sorts of stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm going to need my work clothes, clothes to wear. I don't know why I'm talking about my life versus just, talking about this pour. This is a flip cup. You guys have seen a flip cup 1,000 times, and I just threw all the colors that I had, really into the cup at this point. There's some purple, I think it's the sheen purple there. Some of my super blue. I think I was doing blue, yellow, purple, maybe some of the glow green I might have used. Some of my white. I did get a little bit of that cracking issue, which I'm still investigating. I tried to use a different white, than what I used before. I'm not sure why I'm getting the cracking issue still, but I did get some cracking out of it. Could have been anything, really. It's actually a good thing with moving is that I can dump all of this old paint and start fresh at whatever location. And all these paintings that I have that I do have the cracking issue with, I'll work with them, I do special resin tops or something. Some people kind of like that. It makes them like bat wings, But yeah, I'll play with that a little bit and see what happens. But yeah, good. It's a little late, at least getting close to my bedtime. Yeah, I get an offer to take a new job position. This would be working, kind of doing government work actually, as an investigator, and all of these are wonderful things to do. I was kind of asked what am I going to do about teaching? So one of the first questions, and like I said earlier, there's some days that make you want to run away, and some days that make you want to do it forever. And I can say this, having dealt with the rough days and the kids cursing you out and calling you slurs, having dealt with the paychecks. One thing that I like to joke is that you're basically making just above the volunteer wage, which you can legally pay for a volunteer. You're making that with teaching. period. Regular teachers, compared to what they're doing, much less your substitutes. I'm not taking home these kids' work, to grade at the end of the day. I'm not taking home piles of homework. I'm barely learning their names. It's actually good that things are written down so I can see and visualize, because if you tell me your name, I forgot it. But if I can at least look at something, okay, say it again. All right, I can kind of get that. You spell it like this. We're good. So I'm getting there. But I'm not the regular teacher that they were promised. And like I said, these are reassignments also. So a lot of these kids came from another school. They had issues in another school. We had a girl start Friday, she's coming in acting all tough, But even with that being said, it's a volunteer kind of thing. And, when I was asked about it, hey, you're going to miss the teaching part, I'm like, well, it's kind of like this, if you're volunteering, if you can volunteer 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, whatever, great, do that. If you can volunteer a couple days a month, great, do that. Doesn't matter, you're still volunteering, If I can go teach, a couple days, or I can go, give back somewhere a couple days, I can, help out somewhere, run an art clinic somewhere, do something, it still helps me out, but it's also for the good of the community, good of society and all that. It's great. So, yeah, I'm not really, missing that. The degree program, that I'm getting, I can keep going and get a full education thing, or I can stop where I'm at, or I could go anywhere, any other direction, and, I'll be fine. This job here is one that I can work at 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. If I work here 20 years, I can retire and be okay. If I only do 10 years and decide I really want to go back to, classes at that point, I'm still okay too. Muse actually said this to me. She said, you cannot make a wrong decision. One of the things, we spend a lot of our time worrying about things. I mean, even now, I'm sitting here looking at this poor, oh, well, make sure you pop the air bubbles, make sure you do this, even though I already know how it's going to look. But yeah, we worry about so much, and let's just not worry about all this stuff, just trust, if you're praying to God, trust God. If you're praying to the universe, trust the universe, if you're praying to the flying spaghetti monster, you got to trust that one too, I'm personally a fan of Jesus, but some of y'all might be a fan of something else. Whatever you feel like, you pray to that and trust that, you're actually praying with a purpose, and your prayer is going to be answered. You're going to get what you want out of it here. If you're just praying to yourself, then trust yourself. But you got to trust something. I don't know if you can pray to yourself. I'm just kind of trying to be nice and throw everybody out there. Hey, a little bit for everyone. It's like painting. I can either get really worried about what I'm painting, or I can just put the paint on the surface and. Okay, if it comes out, great. If it all falls off the side, great. I've had some where all the paint goes falling off the side and they look great. Like I say, these here crack and look like bat wings, and for some reason people buy the bat wing looking ones. I really need to go ahead and resin some of these up here just so, and we'll see once I have them out, but. Yeah, just trust. It's the whole thing of trusting. A lot of this is stuff that I've been worrying about for a while. Am I going to, what's going to happen with the student loans? That's thousands of dollars. To do the fresh start thing, just to, kind of give you a heads up there. They were basically going to take over close to $80,000 in loans and kind of refinance them again to where I'd come out the other side had I paid every payment at, I think it was $125,000. So yeah, there was no real paying this back within my lifetime. And It'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice to say I have $125,000. I can just, on top of disposable income and all that. But, starving artist. And even if I am hitting the gym, and trying to eat a little better, whatever, just make this whole starving artist thing look good, still starving, we used to serve starving artists, but in reality, it's like, hey, we're all kind of suffering through something, and for a good portion of that, does include finances. So, I say all that to say this, having a worry taken off the shoulders is great, and not worrying about something is great. The job thing, hey, am I going to get this job? And even now, I'm like, well, how am I going to move up there? How am I going to get everything together? If anyone lives in the greater Jacksonville, Florida area that, happens to have an extra, couch or bedroom or, house or apartment or condo, obviously if it's a couch, I'm going to be staying there less than if it's an apartment or, condo that we have spare. The couch might be, for a month until I can go rent something on my own, which, actually isn't the worst idea. Be able to reconnect with some old friends or family in the area, and, if it's something kind of close enough, just kind of save money until I want to rent something of my own. Or if you have a place and you just want to rent it straight to me, however it needs to work. But, I'm just throwing it out there in the universe. And as I say that, I'm throwing it out there like, okay, I want to say this, but I'm not going to worry about it, I think I mentioned in the video, once or twice before that I had the job opportunity, but I'm not going to worry about it. I haven't really gone online to check to make sure the student loans are done, but I'm not going to worry about it. Hey, you know what? Kids want to, say really crude things to adults in classroom settings. I'm not going to worry about it. How am I getting to work? What am I eating? I'm not going to worry about these things, What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just spend, the time that I'm here on this earth doing. Because the time spent worrying is time not spent doing. So, if you have anything right now with your life, spend the time doing. Don't spend the time worrying, just spend the time doing. I know this was a bit of a different video than what we're used to. We're at the glow effect right now. Normally people are like, yeah, I put these things in, I flip the cup over, blah, blah, blah. But if you've watched any of my videos, you know what's happened with those. So I guess for now I'm pretty close to the end. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And, thesocialartguide.com. I have a feeling that's going to be a really big sale happening very soon, liquidating a lot of stuff so that I can get myself a moving. Till next time, folks. Deuces. Much love to everyone. And, I guess go Jags. See y'all soon.